Hey Facebook, happy Monday. This is Lindsay Lombardi with Find Your Freedom Coaching here. Today I wanted to come on and actually start a series on a subject that I'm really passionate about, and I get a lot of questions about this all of the time, about becoming a fitness professional or a group exercise instructor or hey Alex, also how to break into the industry, how to get involved in the industry in some way. So I get asked this very often, and I wanted to put together a quick series. Maybe I'll do it all week, I don't know, but I wanted to put together a series on some things that I think would be super helpful for a lot of you guys who are trying to get involved in the fitness industry in some way. So today I want to talk about 6 uncommon facts to know before becoming a fitness instructor or just a fitness professional. The first thing I wanted to talk about is that this industry is so much harder than it looks. There are days where you have to get up and teach even when you don't like it, because you are scheduled to be at a certain place at a certain time no matter what. And it's often tough. Like you have to do that no matter if your leg is hurting you, or no matter if you have a headache or you're sick or whatever that is. And that sucks sometimes. And I don't know that, people always think it's like all sunshine and rainbows and that it's super easy and that it's great because you get paid to work out, right? But I wanted to talk today a little about some of these things that make it not the easiest thing to do. So it's nice if you know that before, right? So yeah, it's harder than it looks. And you have to do it even though you don't feel like doing it sometimes, because you're a professional, and it's just like going to work every day. You have a job to do and you have to go and do it. Another thing is that what makes it harder is that in the beginning, you'll mess up a lot, and it's a learning experience. You don't kind of come out of the gate and you're not just like automatically great at what you do. It's a learning curve, and it takes time to actually hone your craft and become better at it. There's times where you get no-shows, or you get rejected from, a Group X tryout that you go to do, and, that's tough. And there's times where you have to just kind of get out of your own head and just go ahead and lead a class with excitement and enthusiasm, even though you might not be feeling, that confident. And last of this is that it takes a lot of practice, right? So it's like, it can take hours and hours and hours. It's been said, like, it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at anything. Well, think about how many classes that would be. It's 10,000 classes that you would need to teach before you really, feel like you are an expert in what you do. Hey Zoe! So number 2, hey Lindsay, I'm glad you guys are joining. So the number 2 reason, or uncommon fact that I'd add to this is that you are your own boss. So I think a lot of people think that when you become a fitness instructor that it's like sort of like a hobby, right? And it doesn't matter what you're really doing. You can just sort of like, show up at a class if you feel like it, or you can get away with certain things that you really don't have to be as professional. But a matter of that fact is that you are your own boss, so you actually need to be responsible for your business. And a lot of things come into play with that. So, within your own business, because you're really an independent contractor for the gym that you're working at or whatever, and there's a lot of things, and I'll talk more about these specifics in a future live that I'll do for you guys. But there's a lot of things that you need to do as a fitness professional to just be involved in the industry. So it's up to you, because even though that you provide a service, ultimately like you're the product. You have to sell yourself to people. You have to develop. You have to update everything that you're doing. You have to market yourself, and that takes a lot, which I'll get into because that's my number three uncommon fact about becoming a fitness professional is that you really need to consistently learn and improve. So that consists of taking lots of continuing education classes. First you have to get certified in something, but then every 2 years you have to keep going and keep getting educated. Probably more so than most doctors. I remember when I was a realtor and finding out that as a realtor we needed more continuing education credits than doctors did, and I thought that was kind of astounding. But I think as a fitness professional we definitely need more. The amount of hours that we have to put into for each certification that we hold for continuing education credits is really astounding. So I do spend a lot of time and a lot of money on continuing education certifications, and also just things of my own that I like to learn about and do that might not even give me continuing education credits, but I just like to kind of stay involved in what's happening in the fitness industry and kind of what the trends are at the time. So for number 4, because this is also related to this one, is that you really don't make a lot of money teaching classes, which is why most of us group fitness instructors tend to offer lots of different services, right? The average amount of money per class that somebody gets paid to teach a Group X class is $25. And the average instructor teaches 7 classes a week. That's like a US average. So yes, you can go to certain cities and you make a little bit more than that, or maybe a lot more than that. I've heard of people making $100 and above $100 per class in various cities, and maybe people also making as low as $5 to $10 a class if you maybe work for a nonprofit or something that is just maybe it's also where you live, right, and what the pay is per class. Also, the amount of classes taught per week. I teach 9 classes a week right now. I average around 6 or 7. Some people teach 20 classes a week, whereas other people who do this more as a side gig and a hobby, maybe they have a full-time job, they might only be teaching 2 to 3 classes a week. So that varies as well. So again, you're probably not going to be able to support yourself with a regular full-time income being just a group exercise instructor, and therefore most of us learn how to provide other services in the industry like personal training or group online training of some sort, which I'm also lucky enough to mentor lots of women on how to do. All right, number 5. So you have to have a really positive mindset. And I know I talk about this a lot. You have to have a really positive mindset to help motivate other people all day. And in order to do that, I always explain to people, hey Christina, is that you have to invest in your own personal growth and personal development. Because if you're not filling up your own cup, it's not going to be possible to help other people fill up theirs. That makes sense. So if you're not practicing self-care, then you won't last very long trying to help other people become better and help cheerlead other people. The other thing is that you also have to manage rest and recovery for your own body. Essentially, you're an athlete, and if you don't take care of yourself and manage what's happening to your body when you're using your body for 10 plus hours a week, that if that means for some people lots of massage and chiropractic, It can mean like multiple things if you're injured, you know. So there's a lot of things that you have to do on a daily or weekly or monthly basis to, in addition to what you would do maybe normally if you didn't have as rigorous of a job. The last one, this is number 6, for uncommon facts that you should know before becoming a group fitness instructor or a fitness professional, is that it's totally worth it. All these things I just mentioned, like, although it's hard, although it can be not the most lucrative career choice, it's all worth it at the end of the day. All the work that you put into it, it's worth it. The satisfaction and the happiness that you get from seeing like the smiles on someone's face when they leave a class, or the confidence that you've helped somebody build in themselves, that will eventually spill out in other areas of their lives, and you get to watch that makes all of the hard work and all of the bad days totally worth it in this business. So guys, I want to hear some of your questions. I want to hear some of your thoughts. I'm going to be continuing this for a few days because I have a couple things that I wanted to get more into, and I don't want to have a super long Facebook Live here, but I want to do some more content around this subject specifically. So let me know some feedback. Let me hear from you guys what you want to hear specifically around, you know, how to break into this business, how to become a fitness professional, what you get out of it, and how I can help you guys do what I've done. Maybe I'll even get a little bit more involved in my own story on how I did it. And if there's any way I can help you guys, I'd love to hear. All right, thanks for checking in.